Hello, YouTube. My name is April Kamara, and I'm a medium and relationship coach. This is going to be my channel all about my spirituality. I have a couple of videos I've already uploaded from like a while back, but I really wanted to like pay homage to YouTube. Like I wanted to really know what I was going to do, and I realized that at that point in time I wasn't super clear about what I wanted my YouTube channel to be about. Because I'm a relationship coach, I decided that on my social media like Instagram and Facebook, I would be promoting my relationship coaching in that arena and share all my spiritual wisdom and guidance here. This is so epic for me because honestly, like having this like understanding of like what's going to be here and what's going to be there is really going to help me to not only just like be my authentic self, because like when you start a business, like when you hear about all the rules of business, it really kind of detracts from who I am as like a multidimensional being. And trying to like fit all of myself into one little box never really works. So I like to try to think of ways that I can like be myself, right? But like still live a human life and have like a good human experience. And sometimes that requires boundaries. And what I've learned, proper planning, you know, when you're multidimensional, sometimes it'll just be like, hey, you know, surrender to whatever comes today. And that's great, which it totally is. But when you start to needing to get into mastery of like living a human life while being a spiritual person, that's where the like your foot really hits the pavement, and that's where you really have to like set clear boundaries so that you know when you're in your spirit world and doing all the things in the spirit side, and when you know you're in your physical, and like maybe it's your ego projecting shit onto people and things like that. So there's such a learning curve when it comes to spiritual gifts and being a human and realizing that you're more than a human, but this is where you are now. So I really wanted this channel to be about that, you know, like I wanted this channel to be like the real deal, what spirituality really is. And it's just like a homage to all my blue people, right? Look how awesome like this lady did my henna tattoo. I thought it was so cool. And my mermaid nails. So homage to all my blue people, right? We are the mirror people of the humans. And I say it all like we are the mirror people of the humans. Who knows, maybe all blue people really like to move their head when they talk. I'm not super sure. But this came to me through a spiritual experience, of course. And I was doing like these, I want to explain this in like a clear way. So basically, I was doing a different style of reading than I usually did. When I first got my gifts, I was a medium, and it was so much fun. It was so great. However, like one thing about being a medium that like I wanted to learn that I didn't really master with my first mentor was like not only like I've already known how to be a medium in a past life, so I should just go ahead and start with this. I unlocked my gifts of the past, which was like being a medium, having these spiritual gifts, by pursuing money mindset and working on my money mindset, which is honestly sounds back-assward. Like most spiritual people, if you're indoctrinated through any kind of religion, kind of see like money and spirituality as completely separate entities, things that don't work together or whatever, right? Some people, like for a long time, I even considered money like evil, right? I grew up very Southern Baptist. But when I was doing this money mindset, I unlocked my gifts. So when you have past life gifts that you've already worked on, those are the psychics who like one day wake up and go from 0 to 100. Like first I was just a regular human working my regular life, doing my regular thing. And then the whole spirit world just opened up to me. And that's really what happened to me. So I did still like do a lot of work to refine it, because even though you receive these gifts, like the practices, you know, like the ways to like keep yourself not only safe but grounded, don't really come back with those gifts. So one thing that I really made sure to do was like I made sure to like invest in those gifts for myself, so that way I could have like a clear conscience, because at that time I didn't know they were gifts from my past. Like they were new to me, you know, so I thought I had to completely relearn them. And I didn't realize I was at a learning curve because I had these gifts of the past. So I'm just going with it, right? Like I still work my intuition. You still have to like be diligent about meditation, all that stuff. But through working with the medium side of things, I learned how to connect with spirit and how to get messages from spirit. But I didn't learn how to travel through time. I didn't learn how to pull information through my psychic senses. You know what I mean? I was pulling information from spirit through my psychic senses, but not in like a psychic way. And what I really wanted, like, I know this is what my soul wanted. My soul wanted not only a connection with cosmic consciousness, because I'm very connected to the cosmos, but my soul also wanted to be able to pull through the ancient wisdom that I know lies within me, right? And you do this through, like, you know, following those things that really light you up. So I quickly realized as a medium, like, being a glorified telephone didn't really light me up, you know, and it really kind of made me feel weird for a while, because I was like, oh, I'm supposed to love this. This is my gift, right? Like, I'm supposed to want to give this every single day of my life. And the truth is, the medium side of it wasn't my favorite. So I started to like really honor what I wanted in that arena. And I started to say, okay, like, this isn't my favorite. What do I like? And what I really vibed with as a medium, that was a lot more closer to psychic abilities, was connecting to people's spirit guides. So I started giving just spirit guide readings, and I stopped offering my past loved one readings just because it wasn't lighting me up. And spirit guide readings were my jam for like 2 years. Like, all I was promoting was my spirit guide readings, and they were just like amazing. I actually have one later. I need to make sure. Yeah, I have like an hour until I have another one today. So if you guys want a spirit guide reading, let me know. I also do galactic readings. Galactic readings are like my bread and butter right now, because it really connects to the psychic aspect of me, and it also really connects to like my lunar clairs, which are super strong. So if you guys have never heard anything about like intuition or psychic abilities, your clairs that are like hearing and seeing, you know, like they're very physical in nature, those are called like solar clairs, right? Because like the sun, they shine bright. There's no denying them. They're here. They're physical. However, the more kind of translucent and a lot easier to bypass and never know that you have are the lunar clairs. Now, most people who have the lunar clairs are super in tune with themselves and super in tune with other people, almost to the point where they never really feel actually in tune with themselves, because they get very entangled with other people. They enmesh with other people, right? And enmeshing is just basically blending energies. So when we do this, when we start to enmesh with other people, we can get to this place where it's like, okay, I know I'm this person, and we're kind of like, we're the people who have the crystalline aura. So if you guys can see auras, like I got an aura drawing of mine one time in painting, and it was like this girl, mostly like for other people would just have like, you know, one solid color behind someone, whatever, but mine was like all different colors ever. And I'm like, what does this mean? Like, what is this? And she was like, oh, you have a crystalline aura, meaning like, you know, your aura is all these different colors at the same time. And truthfully, I believe that that's where everyone's going, right? I believe that that's like part of the process of ascension, is to really align yourself, because I don't believe that I started with a crystalline aura. I could have, but I don't believe I started with one. I believe mine was originally yellow, and golden yellow. And the reason why I believe this is because I actually got, before I woke up, before I did all this work, I got an aura reading before, where you like put your hand on the machine and it tells you what your aura color is, and it was definitely like yellow, orange, and red. So those are like my colors, right? So when I got this ethereal drawing of like this crystalline aura, I'm like, well, what does this mean? And it's like basically crystalline aura people, like, we just enmesh in others. Like, that's the only thing I can say. Whenever anyone with a different color aura comes in our like space, our aura starts to like mimic or almost like attune to that person's aura, and we start to act like them, and we start to have their mannerisms, right? And it can be super cool and super amazing, but when you don't know what that means, it can be kind of confusing and a little bit offsetting. So, and you can kind of really get lost in other people and other people's goals and other people's whatever, right? That's not an excuse, right? But that's kind of like the struggle that we go through. It's like we identify so much with others that it's like, oh my God, this is amazing. Like, I love connecting with people. But when we come to ourselves, sometimes we can feel a little bit lost and a little bit like, oh, wait, you know, like why am I different now, right? And that's because like it's a lesson in learning who we are and who we aren't, right? But at the same time, it's also a lesson in learning that like we are like so connected. And I kind of like I think one of my really like amazing mentors, Gigi Young, she talks about like empaths being the glue that holds society together. And it's so true. Excuse me. It's so true. Because like the thing about empaths is that like we're able to see each side of the situation. You know what I mean? Like we're able to understand that we have a desire and that we want something, but as soon as someone else comes along and they have a desire and they want something, we can't not look at that too. And because of that, we combine the two, right? So we're technically like these beautiful forces of energy that actually go through and like harmonize things, right? Like we are the harmonizers. We are, and this has to be connected to blue people too. Like we are the harmonizers. We are the empaths. We are the feelers. We're the artists. We are the people that have the highs and lows, like the tides of the ocean. I truly believe we're connected to mer people, aquatic beings, because everything within us mirrors the ocean, right? Like we are as vast as the ocean. We have the depths of the ocean. We go to water and we feel more grounded in water than we do on land. It's just, it makes me so happy just talking about it. I got all these chills just saying it, right? But the truth is that like for me personally, what I believe is that like if we all come from light, right? If like white light is where we all come from, right? And when you put white light through a prism, it divides into these 7 different colors, right? The different rays. I believe that I'm a part of the blue ray. And I believe that because I met myself and I was like myself, but with blue iridescent skin. And I totally came out of water. I just want to say that like when I saw this vision, I see a lot of times like sky and stars, but when I saw my face come out, it was like it came out of water, and it was almost as if I was looking at the stars atop the water, right? So all of these things are just clues into like who my soul has been, right? And like what my soul has to be here. And the one thing that I've started to realize is that I'm not the only blue person, right? And like not discrediting any other color through rayology or any other colored soul or anything like that. But for me personally, what I feel right now is that I'm meant to find these blue people, and we're meant to discuss all these intuitive things. We're meant to talk about all these different intuitive dreams and knowings that we've been having, because our clairs are so lunar, right? Because they're so lunar, they're so personal. And what makes them personal also makes them very hard to not only share, but to share with confidence and to share with authority, because we know how integral and how personal it is to us, right? But what we have to learn as blue people, and what I know that all the blue people are here to learn, is that together we can piece together our intuition. We can bring back our story. We can bring back unity to who we are. But we are not whole until all of the colors are connected, right? So it's like through us coming together and like finding our people and connecting our stories, interdimensionally or whatever, we can actually start a movement that connects, like that starts to bring back everyone. Because I believe that what we're meant to do here is we're meant to find the people that feel like home, you know, identify what home means to us, and then create a way to bring that home here, right? And that's just something for me that has been integral to everything in my intuition. Like what I've been told over and over again is I'm meant to bring what I have, or where I came from here, you know, and I'm meant to ground that love here, right? But I only have my piece of the puzzle. The more people that I connect with who have blue memories, who have mer memories, who know what I'm talking about, who get the chills everywhere when I'm saying the things that I'm saying, we're meant to connect. We're meant to share our stories. We're meant to understand where we came from. And through that, we can start to ground that information here. We can make it known. And then other, you know, different rays of people will start coming together and doing the same thing, right? Because that's just where I feel the energy is going right now. It's not about, you know, saying we're the blue people, screw the red people, nothing like that at all. We just have to know and get to know ourselves first, so that way we can understand where we come from, and then we can start uncovering where everyone else comes from. And for me personally, I think it's super important to actually like identify like not only where we came from, but like how everything started, because that's the one thing that's really been hidden from us for a long time, is like why we're here and what we're actually doing here. You know, I would love to think that everything that we're doing here is all just about like living the best life, right? And like I totally believe that part of this is living our best life. But I think that our best life comes in a completely different essence and energy than anything we've ever experienced, you know? And maybe it's the things that actually we experience the most, but that are the most fleeting, right? They're the most gratifying, but the quickest to leave us. And I believe that the whole point of that is to remind us that we came from somewhere, to help us find those clues that help us understand where we come from, and then bring that knowledge here and correct all the wrongs that happen, you know? We're obviously here to clear karma, so we have our karma to clear. That's something that, you know, everyone has to do. But for me, what's most important is bringing forth the messages of the intuitive hits that I get, so that I can attract my blue people. And even if you're not a blue person, you're still totally allowed to watch this. This isn't anything that I'm hiding. This isn't anything that's like just for blue people only. I'm not that kind of person. Not like, I can't stand, I'm very like, I love to be inclusive, right? But the one thing I've started to realize is like, you have to be inclusive with the people who get you and who know you. So if you're a blue person, you're highly intelligent, highly empathic, you know, things come to you easy, but the hardest part is understanding who you actually are. And most blue people have so much love to give to everyone else, but we're still seeking that love internally for ourselves. So if you feel like you're a blue person, if you've seen your being and your being is blue, tell me below. Anything that I say, if it sounds like a different language, you know, I've talked to people like me before, right? It's like I speak a different language. But the thing is that, like, to me, those are always the people that I want to learn from the most, because they just know, you know? So if you, like, I say, like, anything that doesn't make sense to you, ask the questions below. Tell me what you want to know below. And then with that, we can go ahead and start creating videos around that. Expect all the videos of my intuitive experiences. All of my videos are here to really, like, evoke your intuitive side outside of you. So I'll be talking a lot about what intuition is and how to use it. I even offer courses on how to connect with your spirit team. So if you've been someone who wants to get into like your intuitive abilities, but you want to do it in a safe way and in a way where you can kind of control who's coming to you and when, then that's a great course for you to take. Definitely hit me up or go to my website, aprilkamara.com, or my Facebook page and connect with me there. Those are the best ways to connect with me. Other than that, I'm going to go ahead and hop off here and get started on some great new content for my channel. I have this like thing where I'm going to try to at least put out a video a week, so definitely stay tuned for that. I also have a podcast coming out soon, so if you guys are interested in that, I'll share the links with that below. Thanks for watching, and like I said, if you're a blue person, make sure you like, subscribe, and hit that bell so that way we can connect more. Leave me a comment, tell me who you are, tell me like what chills you got or what really resonated with you, or even like what intuitively has been coming up for you a lot, okay? So I'll talk to you guys later.